Hey guys, it's Alex. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video. If it's your first time here, thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Alex. I'm a filmmaker, producer at the Steady Studio. So today's video is going to be pretty quick and short. I'm going to be unboxing the Fifine microphone that I got from Amazon. Fifine. I honestly don't know how it's pronounced, but what I do know is that it's a super popular mic as a budget-friendly option. There's probably tons of other reviews out there. Today, our main objective is to unbox the microphone so you can see what comes inside this package. And we're also going to test it out on two different audio sources. We're going to test it on my voice, and then we're going to test it on my guitar. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know if this microphone is worth considering, especially if you're a musician, a podcaster, or a content creator. I'll also go over the most common mistakes I see people make, especially when they're beginners at recording audio and using like these cheaper USB microphone setups. Alright, with the intro out of the way, let's get right into it. Alright, here we are at my desk and we are going to open the box. Alright, so in the box, looks like we have a user's guide. So we have a pop filter, and this is what goes in front of the microphone. I'll show you guys later, but this is gonna help clean up your audio because when you say your P's and your B's, like I am now, you can hear how some of that wind is going right into your microphone's diaphragm, and it's going to cause these kind of bursts of sound. But essentially, when you put a windscreen in front of it, it's gonna help. Here's what the inside looks like. So we have our shock mount, we have another windscreen that goes on the microphone itself. This looks like it's the USB cable. We have the boom arm. This is super nice actually. The reason why I got this was because if you are recording at your desk, this is really handy. So here is the microphone. Oh, look at that. It's like a desktop tripod stand. So this is gonna kind of rest on my desk. And then here's an attachment that goes along with your boom arm. This is gonna go on your desk. It's gonna clamp onto your desk so that you can attach the boom arm there. Back here looks like so in the box you also get these bands. These are helpful for like your shock mount. So eventually when you overuse this mic and you put a lot of when you put the weight on the shock mount, you can see the bands there. They're elastic, so what happens over time is that they start to stretch out, they kind of lose their tension, and what happens is it'll start to sag. So it's nice that they included another pair of elastic bands. So all of this is from the box. Alright, so as you can see, these three components are going to be the minimum you'll need to get your desktop set up. This is the tripod mount that they include. So for this setup, you're just going to screw it in here, and then here is where the USB cable will go in, and then the other side of the USB cable is going to go into your computer. Let's build it out. So the USB is just going to plug into the bottom of the mic here, like so. So it looks like on the microphone itself, you have the volume dial. The digital audio conversion is actually happening in the mic itself as well. So the first step is going to be attaching this to your desk. I'm going to have mine on the edge over here. I can't say that's where I will keep it, but for right now, let's go ahead and put it there. And the clamp barely fits, but it's there. So this knob right here is going to be what you use to tighten the next component. So next we have the spring arm. There's two ends. This part right here that's got the orange thread, that's going to be where you attach the shock mount. So we got this part tightened. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this part. So back to the tripod mount. While this is convenient so that you can kind of like move it around wherever you need, it gives you a lot more flexibility. The issue with this is when I'm typing on my desk, the vibrations from my typing is actually going to travel on the desk to the legs, and it's going to go all the way through the legs onto the microphone. So some of that vibration might cause issues for your microphone and your audio recording. So that's the whole point of a shock mount. So if you look at how the shock mount is designed, this is the part that's going to get attached to the arm. Out here we have the mount that's going to hold your mic, and that is being suspended by these elastic bands. I'm not a huge fan of the shock mount design, but you know what? I can't complain for $52, you know? So we're gonna go ahead and put the ring here, screw that in. I find it easier to rotate your mic versus the bottom part. And there we go. And the windscreen that came with it, it could just go right on top. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to deal with a pop filter living around my desk all the time. So I'm just gonna stick with a windscreen. This is actually gonna be good enough. But just to demonstrate it for you guys, here is the pop filter. So we have to get this very tight. We're gonna be able to position this part right here to wherever the mic is. And it's just gonna go right in front of the microphone. All right, so this is now installed, and you can see that this kind of moves around as you need it to. I'm actually gonna be repositioning the whole arm later, but you can see that overall, you know, the boom arm is nice because you can bring it up and use it to record, or when you're done using it, you can kind of like stash it away. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the windscreen for now because it is pretty big and clunky. But definitely make sure to use at least either the windscreen or the pop filter if you don't want your bursts of wind ruining your audio. So I have this mic attached to my desk over that side, and I can move it in like this when I need it and then move it away when I don't. Right now you're hearing the SM7B, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to this mic now so you can hear the difference in the audio. So what you have to know is that this is a condenser microphone. The two main types of microphones people will see if they ever use a microphone is either condenser or dynamic. This here is a dynamic microphone. This is a condenser. They are very different types of microphones, so the application is fundamentally different. You're not gonna use this mic the same way as you use this mic. And I believe that it's not so much about like condenser is better than dynamic or dynamic is better than condenser. It's really about understanding how those two different types of microphones work and knowing what you need in each situation. And you might have noticed as I moved away from this microphone, my voice really fell off. Like the volume of my voice just dropped. These three components are gonna be the minimum you'll need to get your desktop set up. So the USB is just gonna plug into the bottom of the mic here. And it's because dynamic microphones are excellent at picking up what's right in front of them. With that said, this microphone is great for loud environments. It's great for situations where maybe you have like 4 or 5 people talking in the room and they're really close to each other and you don't want to pick up all of the extra sounds. That's why these are really popular in broadcasting as well as in podcast studios. Okay, so here's some guitar playing so you guys can hear what it sounds like with the guitar. I'm guessing it sounds not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and lower it a little bit so I can strum. Let's go ahead and move on to the common mistakes that I see people making with their microphone. You want to make sure your volume isn't so quiet that when you bring it up in post-production that you hear all like the hiss and like the hum, and like if you record too quietly, and you have to bring it up in post, you're going to bring all of that extra noise up with it. And on the other hand, you want to make sure that you don't set the volume too loud, because what's going to happen is that it'll clip. And I'm trying not to use too many audio terms in case you're not very familiar with these technical audio jargon. But when you run the mic too loud, let me give you an example. So let's say I turn it all the way to the right side. This is maxed out. Without even listening to what I'm recording, I already know that this is going to be completely blown and it's going to be unusable audio. But at least the mic can get pretty loud. The mistake I see more commonly is mic placement. With a condenser microphone, you're going to capture a lot of background noise. You're going to capture a lot of the room noise. So mic placement is really important, because the further and further you get away from the microphone, right, you're going to get more of your room sound, which sometimes is what you want. But sometimes you want the sound close to the source. In a lot of applications, it benefits you to be closer to the mic so that you get a recording that doesn't sound as spacious, as reverby, as being further away. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this microphone. Are you going to be considering this mic, or is there another one that you're considering? Love to see your opinions. If you have any questions about this microphone, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. Maybe I can provide some answers or tips about it. As you can see, I've only had this microphone for literally the past couple of hours. If there's anything that I take away from this experience, it's that I'm just blown away at like what you can buy for $52 brand new. This isn't like me going on Craigslist to find myself a deal. This was shipped to me by Amazon for $52 with like the boom arm, the mic pop filter, the mic, everything, and it's like enough to get you started. I feel like a lot of people put off creating things. I know it because I do it myself. I always tell myself, when I get that better camera, when I get that better microphone, when I get that better whatever it is, there's always something that I can get to obviously make my production nicer, better lighting, better audio, whatever, right? And there's all these excuses that I make to myself, saying like, oh, like the ideas that I have, the creative things that I want to execute on, like I don't have the proper equipment, and that's just not true. I'm definitely excited to use this microphone way more often, because I tend to move around and it's hard to like remember to keep the SM7B right on your mouth all the time. And when I want to go mobile on my laptop, I'm able to just bring this with me like on the stand and just like record outside in like nature or record wherever I go. Anyhow, I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, just go ahead and subscribe, and I will be putting out more. Honestly, I think gear reviews always do well on YouTube, and obviously that's what seems to be bringing traffic to my channel for people to just watch more of my videos. But at the end of the day, I think it's important for me to not just talk about any gear that I get, because I don't want to be someone that just talks about the newest and latest tech and whatever is like trending at the time. I want to, share from my own experience as a creative, as a filmmaker, as an audio engineer, like what it is that I use day to day, and what are the tools that I'm like eyeing, and like what are the things that I want to get and like integrate into my system, and like what are even the benefits of like why I would consider that. And that wraps it up for today's video. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.